change the circle of people, because there's not many bad boys that are millionaires. The label's gonna be pissed when I say this, but you need a digital marketer, someone that got a good relationships with the playlist, radio plugger, got a PR person. That's all you need. My dad's in property from young. I've always been helping him do up this house, this apartment. A couple weeks ago, I lost 100K. I swear down, it traumatized, man.
I'm your host, Mina Simone, and you are now locked into the Quitters Never Win show. And I am here with a bouncer.
What's going on? How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
It's cold out here, man. It's cold.
I know, you're all the way in Dubai now.
Yeah, man. I'm here, man. Dubai, it's too hot. Here it's too cold.
You need it in between.
Yeah, man.
I don't know where that is.
I don't know, man.
No, we need to figure that one out. Let's get straight into it. So what is your actual name? I know we know you as Bouncer.
Miles. Yeah,
Miles.
My name is Miles.
Okay.
Yeah. You're gonna have people in the comments drawing me out now.
Why?
No, I'm joking. My name's Miles.
Okay.
Yeah.
But before Bouncer, you were called Young Zedder.
Yeah.
What was that?
So the area I was brought up in Fulton Heath. So we all had elders. So my older was called Zedder. So from Melford Park. So yeah, I was called Younger Zedder.
Okay.
Yeah.
So who was the first Zedder and what impact did he have on you?
He kind of brought me to the roads, like a bit. You know, when you're in the park, you're chilling, you got the yardies in the park, and you got the mandem. So yeah, he was more protection.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he was a yard man?
No, he wasn't a yard man. He was from the UK, but it was like when you're around Croydon or Fulton Heath, oh, that's Younger Zedder. So it was like more protection.
Okay.
But people thought me and him was brothers, but we wasn't.
Did you look alike?
Yeah, they said that. So,
you have to show us after.
Yeah, I don't even think I can find him still. He's not on social media like that.
Okay, no. Undercover.
Yeah.
Okay, so where was you born and what area did you grow up in?
So I was born in King's College Hospital, Camberwell, and I was Gypsy Hill. So yeah, Gypsy Hill, Gypset, Fulton Heath.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And for those who don't know, they're quite close to each other?
So they're like 20 minutes apart, but yeah, same area as K-Trap. So Gypsy Hill is like, that's where I was brought up, Mountbatten. So it was, yeah.
Okay, so what was it like growing up as the only child in that area?
Well, the area was rough, but it's fine when you're born on a estate. It's like everyone comes together, innit? So there's like unity. So
being a only child didn't affect you at all?
No, it didn't affect me. And then obviously moving to like Fulton Heath, South Norwood, it was same thing. It didn't really affect me. When I went to secondary school, just had to, man up a bit.
Man up.
Yeah, that was it.
Get your Young Zedder on.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Okay, so the environment that you was in, how did it affect you?
I feel like the environment that you're in, you have to be kind of hard. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I think when I was in primary school, I used to get bullied. So when I used to get bullied, I went to secondary school, to an all-boys school with a chip on my shoulder.
Okay.
So I was always having little mix-ups, like little fights. So being in your area now, it's like, they're the days where we're doing graffiti, but you're half in a gang as well.
Yeah.
So you're graffitiing, but graffiti was cool, but you're half in a gang. So it's like your name would ring bells by graffitiing and the stuff that you do.
Yeah,
do you know what I'm trying to say? So,
okay, so it's a bit like, okay, if I spray on the wall, it's hard, but also my name's ringing bells in other places. From
having fights or doing things or running riot in Croydon, yeah.
So a little birdie told me that you used to rob ATMs.
Oh no.
Why was money so important for you back then?
I feel like, do you know what? That's a hard question. I feel like, like when you're a part of something, I don't know, like in South, especially from Fulton Heath, Croydon, Tooting, we was known for trades like ATM machines. That's what we was known for. East man, drugs, Northwest man. Do you know what I mean? But we was known for just banging trades, and that was just our thing. And then we're hearing this man's done a 64K. This one's worth 30K. So I think that obviously money was important for us because it was just like the lifestyle, innit? That's everyone was always wanting to make money, innit, growing up. So obviously we done it the wrong way, innit, and it led us in prison. It led me in prison, so.
It led you in prison. Okay, that's not very good.
Nah, it's not good.
Tell us about the gang you started.
I wouldn't say I started a gang, but so where I moved to South Nord, Fulton Heath, and then I was living in Gypsy Hill. I kind of both sides kind of linked up
together.
Even
though they were 20 minutes away.
Even though they were 20 minutes away, and obviously our gang, it was called Gypset, so that's how the link kind of, and that's how you might see obviously Conan and Crept. Conan's from Fulton Heath, Crept's from Gypsy Hill. So yeah.
How did you feel about going to an all-boys school?
I
know you said you had a chip on your shoulder.
Yeah, I was fine with it. It was fine. I did. It was just, yeah, it was fine.
I know that you mentioned that you used to drive to school.
Yeah.
Was you quite advanced for your age then, did you say?
No, I was, because I was the only kid that was selling donuts in the playground. Buy a box of 20 for £1 and then sell that for 25p.
That's quite a lot.
Yeah, but back then, that's when it's fine, innit? You're buying a box of 20 for £1.
Yeah.
You're buying 5 boxes, we're selling them for 25p each. So that's when the hustle started, from the playground.
Okay, so it started from then. That's when you realised, I need to make money. Yeah,
from then, and obviously we were starting to, like, from then we started doing certain things and then driving to school. But I knew, like, there were spaces like, oh, I'm selling donuts, I'm making like £5, £10 profit. So it made sense.
It made a lot of sense. And did you go on to do any other studies, college, university?
So, well, I made it to year 11. You get me?
Oh,
so I got my GCSEs, but they weren't great. They weren't great grades.
Did you get above C?
Nah. I didn't get no C's.
Oh.
Like, I think the highest was a D, and then everything else wasn't good.
Okay.
Then I went John Ruskin. I was there for about, I don't know, 3 months, and I got kicked out, and then everything went downhill from there.
That's normally the college that allows people to be a little bit more crazy as well.
Yeah, but I think, do you know what? There was like, what happened was, like, there was Peckham youths, Brixton youths, there's lots of people coming to the area. John Ruskin's in Adderton. But obviously we're from Fulton Heath, Croydon. Well, then we can say we're from Croydon, but obviously we're from the area, so kind of a lot of falling outs, and then we just got kicked out.
So do you feel like your upbringing motivated you?
What, like, motivated me to be the man who I am today?
Yeah.
Well, hardship, like, of course, jail, understanding, learning things, experience, do you know what I mean? Of course, man.
What's your mindset towards people, like, who might have grown up with you in the area and haven't done so well, has had the struggle, but they've not done anything with their life? Like, you're looking at them now and you're like, what did you do? And they're still in that kind of hood mentality. Entitlement,
innit? Everyone's just entitled. Like, you'll just hear, remember, when you elevate or you go down a certain direction and you're doing good, you're doing well for yourself, you always hear weird little comments, and obviously them comments makes you think or react, do you know what I mean, a certain way. But you have to remember, we're on a journey. We've been through the hardship. I don't know, most of my peers, or most of my, who I call my friends, they wasn't there for me in prison, but I don't blame them, because I'm the one that brought myself in prison. But now that I've come home and I just cracked on with it, obviously people feel that I owe them something. But if I can do it, they can do it. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I spent 10 years behind doors. So yeah, man, like, I don't know, man. They need to do a bit better. There's more to jamming in mouth of pots, still smoking weed at 35 and being angry at life. But
I think you mentioned about ATMs. But was your first time that you went to jail when you were 17 related to that? Yeah,
I went to prison for ATM, Then conspiracy to rob, at 17,
At 17, how did you feel when you first got your sentence?
When I first went to prison, I can't lie, like, I was gassed. I'll be real with you. I was like, at that age, I was like, raw, like, I'm in jail. I'm in Ashfield. Yeah. But then when I got my sentence, bro, I weren't happy.
Really?
Yeah, but it is what it was, man.
How long did you get?
4 due 2. I got 4 years due 2. Yeah, so I got 4 due 2, but it was all right. It was fine.
Can you explain how your life changed after that?
I felt like, I don't think my life changed because I just kept on committing crime. So I came out for 9 months, went back in, came out, went back in. Then I was depressed. I was like, oh my God, I'm in this cycle, I can't get out of it. And the sentences are getting longer and longer and longer. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So it's like going jail at 17, spending 14 months out and coming out at 28. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But I spent 14 months out on the road and coming out at 28. So, yeah, man.
But you spent 10 years altogether in jail, right?
Yeah.
So you mentioned that the first one was because of the ATM.
Yeah.
What was the other two for?
So the first one was ATM, then the other one was for drugs. So supply. And then the third one was ATM and drugs.
What?
So yeah, it was an ATM and drugs. So
you did one,
yeah,
then did the next.
Came out and then we went to go do something. So we went to look at a bank to rob and just got arrested on the scene. So got bailed for it. Then I was on the obo in Southampton, and then flipping just got done for both of them, and then got 11 years. Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah.
So how did you feel when you got your last sentence, and how old was you then?
I think I was like 23 or 22. Get me at 23 or 22. I was devastated, man. When I got that sentence, you know, when it's 2013, they're telling me I'm out 2018. I was like, wow, like, so the years are going past. You get me? Imagine 2013, they're telling you you're out 2018. You're in there.
Yeah.
But it made my mindset strong. You know what I'm trying to say? It made my mindset strong. And yeah, there's a lot of people that has come out and their mental state is not 100. They've come out, they've got mental health. So I just thank God that obviously it got me close to my prayers, my deen. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So yeah.
When you was in jail, what type of people were you around and how did they influence you?
I was around a lot of brothers. Do you know what I mean? I was around a lot of the man, and when we're on the wing, everything is like a brotherhood. Do you know what I mean? Good energy, good peoples, the peoples that you will never link with in different ends you link with. So you class them more as your family than certain of the man them out. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So yeah, man, I learned a lot. I made some good friendships. I got some good brothers that I'm still connected with now. So yeah.
Like when you're in a situation like that, obviously jail's not the most positive place, very low vibrations.
Yeah.
Like what kept you positive in a time like that?
Islam, man. Islam. That's what kept me positive. Obviously my daughter, but yeah, Islam, man.
And what were your coping mechanisms? Obviously praying,
Yeah.
but what were your coping mechanisms?
Train, like burpees.
What?
Burpees. Listen, you see Joe, man, yeah, they know, like, you always got one madman that's doing like 1,000 burpees, so you'll join them. But that's what it is. When you're in there, it'll keep your mindset, like, fitness, like, doing burpees, like, that's what keeps you focused, because every morning you're going to wake up at 6 in the morning, you're going to train, or, do you know what I'm trying to say? So, yeah, man, the burpees kept me.
I can't even do one burpee,
Yeah.
I don't think. I can't even do one.
You'll say that, but when you're in there, you end up doing all 500 in a day.
Really?
So, yeah.
Oh, goodness. You spoke a lot about mindset.
Yeah.
What prepared you mentally to elevate, like for your elevation when you came out?
Nothing, man. The only thing there was nothing that nothing can prepare us. Do you know what I mean? I feel like everyone that goes to prison, we need therapy. We need some form of therapy. But we need to keep busy. Like being in that prison, being in prison for so long, we need to, when we're out, we're always we're always thinking about something else. So we just have to keep busy. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So nothing didn't prepare me, because social media now, isn't it? And you have to adapt to social media. Before, there was no social media for us, so everything was more real. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Mm-hmm. But now there's social media, so yeah, man, just learning and just keeping busy.
So when you was in jail, I I know that you were in a Cat D.
Yeah.
Towards the end of your sentence. For those who don't know, what is a Cat D, first of all?
So Cat D is like when you go, your risk is lowered, you've done all the courses that you need to do, they let you out in an open prison to obviously rehabilitation, outside work, etc. So you'll go out to see your family maybe once a month, and then you might work out regular. So it's just, they slowly ease you into the community.
And you were working a 9 to 5 at Timson, wasn't you? What skills did you learn from Timson?
Sales.
You learned sales?
Yeah, I learned how to upsell.
Okay,
so,
tell us more.
So when I say sales, like, and responsibility in terms of like, I'm in prison for robbing a security box, but they've made me a manager of my own shop. So that means that all the money comes in, is in the safe. I have to write it up and put it in. The security man comes in every week and I have to put the money in the box. So it made me be grateful for my earnings every month. And I didn't have to look behind my shoulders and upsell. So they taught me how to upsell when you got clients, just how to upsell, like when you're selling keys, when you're repairing shoes, do you know what I mean? And how to upsell. So yeah.
I've literally been upselled a lot of times there. I go there for one thing. Somehow he's like, oh, do you need a little bit of this? I'm like, oh yeah, I need a fob too. Yeah, I'll get another one. Yeah. So that is such a good thing to learn. For a teenager who might be going like down the same path you was going down when you were that age, what advice would you give them?
See, when I was growing up, when we're going to the youth clubs, we're just about going to youth clubs with the man them, but the man them are there, so we're up to no good, you know what I'm saying? But we're in the youth club, like the teenagers now, they ain't got no excuse, man, I swear down. They can be they can do anything that they want to be. They can do anything now. But the advice that I'll give them is, look at someone who they look up to that is an inspiration and just kind of study that person, do you know what I mean? And try to follow their footsteps, and it will open up more doors. They might want to get into gaming, but they might end up doing something else, do you know what I'm trying to say? But stay up to date and change the circle of people, because there's not many bad boys that are millionaires.
Food for thought. Food for so basically getting you, like, being a bad boy doesn't really get you that far.
The bad boys now, they're going down a different direction. They're doing positive stuff. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, if you want to become that person, it's not really cool no more. That's why everyone looks up to KSI or these other streamers. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It's like, so just bear in mind, we're all motivated by being successful, innit? So how are we gonna be successful? Just kind of be around, like me, I hang around cameramen and they talk about what cameras they've got. I ain't got a clue, but I'm just saying, like, just try to stay around positive people and just try to learn and always try to gather knowledge, because it's out there.
100%. Yeah. I want to ask, how did going to jail for 10 years kind of affect you physically and mentally?
It affects man now, do you know what I mean? I'm an introvert, so I might be outspoken, I might do certain things like, yo, my people, but I like to stay in my house, do you know what I mean? I don't like being around loads of people that I don't know, environments, do you know what I'm trying to say? So I get mad anxiety just the whole what's going on, do you know what I'm trying to say? So prison is something that I think for all of us that's done a long period of time, it affects us differently, you know, because we're just used to how things are, do you know what I'm saying? We're used to being in that place, so coming out and seeing other things. But what I learned from traveling, because before I did travel the country, and then when I went to different countries, I thought, wow, wow, this is amazing here. That I could live here, or I can be around normal people and just, I'm free. I don't need to look behind my back, so yeah.
Wow. So when you got your last sentence,
what
was the final straw where you're like, I need to stop this. I need to get out of this cycle that I'm in?
I think the final straw was the first time I saw my daughter. It was on a closed visit because I got caught with a phone. What? Yeah. So I think that was like the final straw. I got sentenced. The first time I saw my daughter was on a closed visit.
That's really deep, by the way.
Yeah, it's deep.
That's very deep.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so something a little bit more positive then. At the end of your last sentence, you got into the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
I want to know what inspired it.
Yeah.
And how did you manage to do that on your day releases as well?
So my day releases, when I was doing events, so funny enough, I was doing events and I was always trial and error, and my events they wasn't successful. They always looked successful, but they wasn't successful.
Why, you didn't make any money, or?
I didn't make money, I was investing money, but they wasn't successful. But I remember just creating that brand, like looking like what the brand looked like, creating it, and then meeting my business partner that's that massive in the festival world now. So it's like building that partnership with him. But just understanding business, and from being an events manager, I wanted to manage people. So I wanted to manage anyone. I wanted to manage people, but they didn't give me the time of day. I always big up Gov, yeah, because he inspired me to be a manager. So, and seeing how Gov was, like when he was at festivals, the man would bring me to festivals, and seeing how Gov had all these talent, I wanted to be a manager, but no one didn't want me to manage them. They were talking about Gov, you get me? And then I was very fortunate to find the artist that I did. I didn't know nothing about drill. I didn't even know what drill music was, but we figured that out. There was no pressure. There was no pressure on us at that stage, because there was, even though the scene was opening up, but there was no pressure. And then obviously, yeah, we done well.
You did.
Yeah.
And you didn't just do those events. You ended up, when you got released, you ended up working with Krept and Conan on Play Dirty events. How did that happen?
Yeah, obviously they're the bros them. So I think it was, like the events is like for the gal a minute, like invite the gal them, have a party, like branding. So I don't think there was no like business around it, like in the sense of like it's a business, but it turned out to be a business. Obviously, they're legends in the scene. So, yeah.
What made them kind of put their trust in you?
I feel like what they done for man, they helped man a lot. Because like I said, sometimes when people come out of prison, they expect to get envelopes of money, but sometimes the guidance and getting put on and help, that's worth more than 20, 30, 40K. You just spend that, So what they done for me, and the contacts that they connect me with, music lawyers and, etc., giving man certain advice, that's more than money, I think.
What do you think, though, that you added to, let's say, Krept's life, for Krept to say you're the man that adds and not takes?
It's work, man. Just work. I think, like I said, a lot of, when you're driven and, you just stay active. So I would answer a question, but I don't, I'll just figure it out, innit, and get it done, innit, and just keep on doing it until I get it right, instead of asking for handouts. So, yeah.
What do you think your biggest achievements were in the Play Dirty space?
What was my biggest achievements?
Yeah.
That's a hard one. Just artist management, I think. In the space there, I think creating history. So I think my biggest achievement in that space was releasing a track and then putting K-Trap, Krept and Conan on the track, but not even knowing what the track was gonna do. Because we didn't know that both of the tracks were gonna count as one. So I think that was like a moment for the scene. So I think that, yeah.
I know that you obviously mentioned you got in a bit of trouble growing up. What do you think you took from the streets and put into business, and what did you have to leave behind? That
crime, like if you're selling drugs, you can do that in a legitimate way. Do you know what I mean? Like how I look at business like I'm selling drugs, but I'm doing it in a legitimate way. So I just realized, and for me, I was a bad criminal because I just kept on going to prison. So,
Yeah, wasn't very good at it, was
Yeah.
No. What made you change your whole career? I know you said you saw your friend Gov, but what made you want to fully manage artists? Like, it couldn't have just been him.
No, it was him, but seeing the space, seeing Stormzy, seeing a lot of my friends in the music world doing what they was doing, I can't rap, so I thought, okay, let me tap into let me manage artists, let me get into this space, because I thought there was something there. But when I was becoming a manager, people was laughing at me. Like,
really?
managers wasn't cool then. Like to be a manager, you had, like, there was certain managers that we looked at, like the G Freshers, the Dummies, do you know what I mean, the Gubs, but there wasn't many managers, do you know what I mean? I see Adnan and Lovelace and that, there was great managers for Heady, but there wasn't loads of managers, do you know what I'm trying to say? So, yeah.
What do you think the benefits were in the music industry, and what do you think it lacked?
The benefits in the music industry, I think, you gotta understand, yeah, I went to Wireless, yeah, with Cadet, yeah, R.I.P. my brother, yeah. I went to Wireless with Cadet, and I remember going there, and the music industry was calm. He was young and brought out Fredo, he brought out Notes. Fredo came one man up or two man up. Like, do you know what I mean? You're seeing Kojo, one man up, two man up. So that was the benefits coming through the music industry then. And then, like, 3 years ago, I'm seeing like a pack of like 40 man. You got a Wireless, you're seeing Fredo with 40 man. Tion Wayne with 40 man. So I started realizing what made me jump out of it at that time. I just felt like, raw, like, this is the streets. Like, anything could go. Anyone can get slapped over. Like, it's no one don't want to help each other like that no more. It's just such a competition, isn't it? So, yeah.
So before, obviously, you mentioned that you were going up to other people before saying, can I manage you?
Yeah.
How did it feel, like, going up to so many artists before Dig That, finally, obviously, accepting your offer?
Yeah.
How did it feel having that kind of rejection?
Do you know what? It was fine, because I kind of, like, I ain't got no accolades, and I'm just coming out of prison, so I get it. That I know I need to prove myself. I need to prove myself now, returning back into music. So I know I need to prove myself. So I get rejected now in business all the time. We just have to deal with it.
And that's your way of just dealing with it?
What can we do? What can you do? Even in business, if someone does you like wrong or you don't agree with someone, what can you do? You just have to deal with it in a business way.
True.
Yeah.
So before you managed Dig That, you did your own mixtape.
Yeah.
The Come Up.
Yeah. That was during Dig That still.
Really?
That's why I had the artist on there. You know, you have to use the artist as leverage and then.
Okay. So what was the reason behind it?
So when I came into the scene, I wanted to be like a DJ Khaled. Like, that's what I just wanted to be. I thought, okay, there's a space for being a DJ Khaled, attach it to my documentary, drop the mixtape, and for me, the reason why I have a following, or some people they may be inspired by my work, I always speak about what I've done every step of the way, so people can follow my journey. But the difference with obviously some other managers, they might like to be behind the scenes and they don't speak about their journey. So what happens is, if they part ways or whatever happens, they've done so much, but no one knows. But I ended up, like, with the mixtape, the thought process behind it was like, okay, drop one, drop another one, as I elevate the artists and I elevate more artists, use them artists together, and then drop more. That's what DJ Khaled does, right? No,
he does.
So,
you know, for a long time I didn't understand what he was doing.
Yeah.
I did not understand at first. I was like, who's this guy? And how is it? Yeah, he's just like, DJ Khaled. And that's all I got. Yeah. Or you'll be like, you're loyal. I appreciate that. And I'm thinking, how is he putting his name on this? Like this, you know?
Yeah.
So I do understand where you're coming from. You have really big achievements in the music industry. How did it feel when you got your first, being in the first top 20 independently?
I don't think that we celebrate our achievements. So
It was the first drill
yeah,
song.
but we wouldn't celebrate. We don't like. You see, when you achieve something, you might be. Sometimes you might be like overwhelmed, innit? You know what I mean? You don't take it in. Like raw, like this is what happens. You don't really take it in. You never do.
Yeah.
But you're grateful, innit? Because you're just like, even now, I feel like my accolades and the appreciation comes from the up and coming artists, from the stuff that I receive now. Like when I took that 3.5 year break, I was still getting music sent to me every single day. So now that I look back, I'm like, wow, that was a moment. It was a moment.
And you said you were in a studio for ages with Dig That, trying to find a song that was the right song. And then you finally heard Air Force and you were like, this is the one. Regardless of what anyone had to say about it, how did you know that that was the one?
Do you know what it was? It's because every time we filmed a song called Tactics, and then we kind of put that song at the end, and we kept on putting like the catchy bit, and people kept on asking about it. People was like, I only watched Tactics to listen to the song at the end, but you know what? It was funny because Dig That, like Air Force was, when we released the trailer for Air Force, I think Air Force dropped on like a Thursday, on a Sunday, but Hummer and B dropped on a Thursday. So Hummer and B went viral. Like you had people like Hummer and B, drill song, people can twerk to. Those guys mad over it. The labels signed Hummer and B. So obviously, when we dropped Air Force, both of the songs were doing like 100,000 views every single day for like for 4 months. Dig That song was doing 100,000 views every day. We're like, what? Like, how is this even? What's going on? But Hummer and B is doing mad views as well, and they was the first drill song to get on Radio 1 playlist. So they opened up the doors for other drill artists to or get on the Radio 1 playlist, because usually it's one extra. So for us to open them doors, or for Unknown T to open them doors, it gave us like wheels and nets to get on it. Do you know what I mean?
100%. What tactics did you, and well, what strategies and tactics did you use to promote Air Force?
I think that obviously the tactics, the strategies, I can't lie, like we was putting on, like, you see back then the Insta ads that we was putting on, there was like you put on like a 1 hour and it was like getting to like 300,000 people. Now you put a 1 hour, it goes to like 10k people, but we was putting on like £100 and we're flipping promoting. Like I remember one time we had like £5,000 worth of coins, you know what I mean? And we're playing the song in the background, like just loads of, but it was just around Instagram. But I think the thing that really made it connect well was when we made Tactics. So Tactics was a song that was just based around a car, and at the end, the Air Force trailer, and Khaled Dellis, he done both of them. Obviously, Khaled Dellis is the GOAT, so we used him for both of them. So that was like the marketing around the Air Force. But what I kind of clock with YouTube algorithms, because I've got 2 pages. They're not massive pages, but one page I never ever will promote that page. I just react to it, right? Do the thumbnail and just do the caption. But some of them videos have got like 12,000 views. I'm like, how? Like, some's got 100, but some's got 5,000, 10,000. I'm saying, how are these videos got 10,000? And then obviously my cameraman just like, it's the algorithms, like the algorithm. So once you get if you get a song that really connects, it just starts. It's like it produces that sort of amount of views every single day. I kind of clocked that.
Mad.
Yeah.
So you had a lot of like attraction from labels.
Yeah.
How comes you told Dig That not to sign the song Air Force to a label?
Because there was the song, he's probably made around 400k, 400,000, 500,000 pounds of that song. If he signed it to a label, they would have gave him 60, 70k. So obviously I begged him that don't sign it, but it worked in our favour. And I remember I was talking to A&R Lloyd Murray, my brethren. So but he was working at Relentless. So obviously they signed No Cap with Lowski. So we're like, look, no, we don't want there's no option. It's just one single, no option. You get me? So I think it was like 70K. But 70K now we can pattern in it. Like, you get me? Don't sell that song. That's your residual income. That one's connected. Like, why on earth, does artists have a song, that goes viral, that connects, and then you sign it to a label? It's madness.
Yeah, because that song's gonna make you the money. Like, sign another song.
But you've done the hard work.
Yeah.
You've actually done the hard work. Why are you signing it? Because you need the capital straight away, but it's just like, get the distribution and just take your time, work the song, build the song up. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Pay for the radio pluggers, put some more money in the song, do some more marketing around the song. If you get something that really connects, just market it, take time. Look at Warm with K-Trap. It connected 2 years after.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You sometimes just got to be patient.
You have to, but it's just, I understand we're from the streets, innit, and we need fast money. But if you have a song that connects, please just don't do it. Like, look at Hazy, look at the Pats and Potions song. You had everyone going nuts on it. It went mad on TikTok. And then somehow they just sign it to the labels. It's like, you've done the hard work. Yeah. Like, Cairo Keys, his song Gangs on like 8 million streams in like 5 weeks. 8 million streams in 5 weeks is distribution. Well done. You've recouped straight away already. So now that's your residual income. So now that you keep on releasing music, it's just a back catalogue, innit? You're like, people that don't know you're gonna listen to your back catalogue, and you're gonna keep on, as long as you keep on making the right songs. But he's good for the next couple years. Just as long as he invests his money in the right areas, yeah, man, he's set.
It's mad. You know a lot about like labels and just the ins and outs of things. I feel like there's one thing I wanted to ask. How comes you asked the label to put in the contract that Dig That needed somewhere to live?
Like, I don't think labels care about artists, man. I just think they want their man's music, but if man gets licked over, man don't care. All the kids, they're on the streets, man. You wanna sign man's music, man's culture, man's music, what man's rapping about, but you don't wanna pay for man to rest their head somewhere safe. For man to see different, like for man to experience things in life, and like, oh yeah, I live in a mansion, or I live in a penthouse. Do you know what I mean? The label's paid for it, but you wanna give an artist all this money to make the wrong decisions, to buy 100K worth of clothes. You get me? And then, but you don't wanna look after their safety. I think it should be mandatory, like any artist from a certain age, that there needs to be some sort of accommodation. Do you know what I mean? You want to sign our music, but when we die now, what?
We haven't got.
You got a duty of care here. Do you know what I mean?
No, it's a good way of looking at it. I personally wouldn't even have thought of something like that. I don't know what took your mind to that point.
When you see certain things and you're around certain things and you care for your people, them, obviously you know, okay, just rest your head somewhere safe, especially when, I don't know, you're wearing certain jewelry. You don't want nothing happening to no one, innit? So obviously, and I just don't think that the labels care about that too much with artists. You know what I mean? They care about the music because it can make it money. Everything's about money, but they don't care about the well-being of the artists, innit?
I feel like you do care a lot for people and obviously their well-being. And you mentioned in an interview once that Dig That was going to be a problem, and then you were like, you know, you kind of knew it from the start, but how did you know that, and what did you mean by that?
What do you mean, like in music? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. Like I have to shout out Heady One, Adnan, and that, because they didn't know Dig That. Do you know what I mean? They heard him, reached out to man, and all of a sudden went studio and was on the tape. So for us, that things moved very fast. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But the only thing you can do is believe in who you're working with and just crack on with it. But it wasn't, I don't think it was that much tension. The scene then wasn't as congested
as it is now.
But I think at the moment where it's at a level where there's only certain artists, it's like it's gone back down to how it was then. So I've come back at the right time, do you know what I mean? But So yeah.
So you're getting back involved in music again?
Yeah, I'm getting back involved in music, but I'm doing things a little bit different. So at the moment, I'm just looking at talent, man. Just looking at talent.
You also managed Quaneface,
Yeah.
Hardy Caprio, Mitch. What happened with that?
So Quaneface, I was just over music. So Quaneface, my business partner at the time, manages Quaneface. He manages Quaneface now.
Okay.
Mitch, obviously, same thing. Like I think I started managing these artists when I kind of lost the love of music. So I don't think I didn't put 110% in it. But while I was managing Quaneface and that I was trying, like when I was doing the boxing events, I was having perform. Like I was looking at other areas so different audience could watch him, see who he was. But yeah, man.
What was the process behind buying songs from Quaneface?
I clock how labels work and distribution. Okay. So for us and for like the label's gonna be pissed when I say this, but bro, like we know, look, you need a digital marketer, like someone that's involved heavily in digital marketing, someone that's got good relationships with the playlist, radio plugger, got a PR person. That's all you need. Man's the creative. So if we got money ourselves, we know how to develop artists. That's one thing that they're not the best at, is the artist development. You know what I'm trying to say? So if you're gonna invest money into your artist, you know that your investment's in there. So you're gonna make sure that you do what you do to get back your returns, innit? So I feel like the next direction, even with artists, like that's where we need to be. Even like distribution. Like if you got capital, you got up and coming artists that's dope, and you're actually good at what you do, put money into it.
Yeah.
Put money into it. 1 tape, 2 tape, couple singles. Do you know what I mean? Because that's what I kind of clock. This is why the record labels are making billions, isn't it? From man, and that's why they're making billions.
And they just have the connections that you just mentioned, basically.
Well, they have better relationships, but you gotta understand, yeah. We have the streets. We have the youth. That's what they don't have. That's why. Where's the artists? If it was so easy, you would see all the artists on their rosters all going crazy. They need man to, do you know what I mean? Then they come fishing and looking, but no, you got capital, and they know you got capital. They're not gonna. It's gonna take more for them to take your artists, innit?
What were your advantages and disadvantages of being a music manager?
I think music managers, like, you work for the artist, innit, to a certain level, innit. Obviously, you know you're creating what you need to create, but I think that a music manager, like, I feel like with labels, if you and your music manager don't have a great relationship, the labels can fuck you over and get your artist and then somehow, do you know what I mean? So that's the disadvantages. But the advantage, look how much contacts you're gonna make. You get me? There's great people in the labels that man's met, that man's got good relationships to now. So if I was working with any artists, I would pass them on because I know that they're looked after. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So, and just that whole environment, man. I think like looking at that, like being in that environment, going on tours, going on the festivals, the process, like it's a sick environment. Just being a part of it, like seeing things come together.
Eye-opening as well, isn't it?
Yeah, man. It's great, man.
So like, what are your views on labels and the music industry?
So people think that I hate labels, but I don't hate labels. Okay. But I know, that like for me, there's nothing that they can do to me to kind of block me out. But I know that we don't need them. Like in terms of like we make our own money. They approach us because of capital. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So the up and coming talent, that I feel like us, like as a culture, we need to create a fund or put money into a fund where like we can own a percentage of our market share, because right now we don't own anything. So we need to own a percentage of market share. So we have loads of investors, or we're buying nice kettles and that. But if we really sit down and be like, look, behind the scenes, we name this whatever, they don't even need to know is attached to man. But every artist that's getting developed, they're gonna find out. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So I just feel like we need to, like, there needs to be something where we need to sit down and do something, because there's always going to be horror stories. There's always going to be people that are going to sign a deal, everything's going to be great, they're not going to read the terms and conditions of their deal, and then they're going to start 4 or 5 years, they're going to start pointing the labels and said it's the label's fault, when it's not their fault. You just didn't read the terms and conditions of your deal. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So, but at the same time, you want to, like, look, if America can do it, America can do it, and you listen, you look at the Birdmans and that, bro, like, if we've got 20 artists and we own their masters or distribution or whatever, and we don't sign them to the labels, they are going to give you a £50 million deal because they need this, they need you. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But man, just need people that has that mindset, that has the money, that can be like, oh, just take our time and just develop these artists, because they're waiting. They're the talent. Then we have these companies just come in and just
take it all.
Just take it all, everything.
What do you think about labels? Like, for instance, there's a few labels, not to mention any names, that the head of black music isn't actually in the culture, or from the culture, should I say? Yeah. What's your view on that?
Well, you have people like Archie, to mention names, you get me, that obviously he's in the Virgin space, and he will just, they prey on our culture, and then they'll do funny little things, and you see Russ not getting paid for Gunny. Like, how can you not pay? That track made millions. Keisha Becky. How can artists not get paid, for the tracks? Like, this is a big problem here. And then no one, maybe the people that's higher up that don't know about this, but everyone thinks it's okay. This is not okay. But I have to say it's not okay. So it's like, you got certain labels, you got Austin, they do an amazing job. Do you know what I mean? You got Ricky, you got Black Butter, you got Relentless, they all do good jobs. But then you have Virgin that don't do good jobs. You got Hardy Caprio that's flipping depressed. Like, where is he? You get me?
And a good artist as well.
Krypton Conan won't really speak about Well Gone, but they're out there deal, they're ready to drop. But why is it happening all from Virgin? Like, where are we going wrong here? But artists won't speak about it, and it's good because they will get blackballed. They won't get added to playlists. Yeah. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So you need someone like myself to speak about it, because
they can't.
You can't. You don't really need to, like, GRM Gala, I'm happy to be invited to that. I don't care about anywhere else, so I don't really mind. Do you know what I mean? I feel like people need to hear that, just so they can be aware, because there is good labels there, but just there is culture vultures.
Yeah. So
man, just say how it is.
Do you think it's important to trademark?
Of course, 100%.
Why?
Trademark your name.
Everything.
Of course, trademark everything. It's very important. From anything that you do, like I trademark You're My People. I ain't done nothing with it, but I'm just saying, like, I trademarked it. So it's very important. Like, if you do set up a business or anything, that's where you can get legal action, or you need to look into what's similar. Okay, I'm gonna trademark this. What comes back? Do you know what I'm trying to say? What comes back? What is similar? Can I trademark this name, or would I be in a legal problem? Do you know what I mean? So it's very important to trademark. 100%. Yeah.
So we're leaving music now.
Yeah.
You went on to manage Little Man. You said he's going to be a star, he's going to be a millionaire. What made you believe in him?
Because I think with Little Man, but you see, even up until this day, anything he does, he's like a viral. He just goes viral. I swear, like, I've never seen nothing like it. I don't know what it is, but he's got the personality. And if he was in America, I swear down, like, he will be in a different world. He just needs to have good people around him. That's the only thing. But I think my friend Smoltz was in jail with him, so that's how the link happened.
Yeah, I was going to ask how you met.
The link happened because my friend Smoltz was in jail with him. So at the time, I wasn't really allowed to even visit him. But I got two of my brethren to visit him, my brethren White Boy and Wayne. They went up there. And then kind of that's when, from his videos that we was posting, we just knew that he was a viral machine. Like I just knew it. It's like anything that he does, he just goes viral.
But before he left jail, he was on 50K.
Yeah.
How did you get him to that point and he was behind bars?
I think that's because of the scene, man. The scene was support. There was more support in it. So I think the blog pages, like, remember, you see, other people they kind of beg it with artists. I'll beg it with the blog pages because that's where we need to be.
Yeah.
So that's why a lot of them have got a good relationship with them. So do you know what I'm trying to say? So I think from them pushing these content and that, and obviously GRM, Link Up, Young Kings, I'm Just Bait, everyone playing a big part. But yeah, his thing's on what, 800K now. He's done well.
You said you didn't want him to end up like 30. Yeah. How did you ensure that didn't happen?
Because I didn't want him to be looked at as a joke all the time. Like, even though man banters with him and that, but that's why I tried to create his own lane in terms of boxing, because it was like, okay, cool. He went viral in jail. So at the moment, no brands are going to work with him because it's not bringing out a good statement.
Look,
just for, okay, you've gone famous in jail.
Yeah.
So obviously he's mad funny and that. But it was like, okay, what can we do with him? Obviously we tried this fighting thing and it just went nuts. So
yeah,
we created like a space for him. But now that I look back, we really started his YouTube, and his YouTube was on like 50K subscribers within a couple months, but I don't know why man stopped it. Like, you know when you look at things,
you're like, that would have been...
He would have been on millions of subscribers right now. Why did we stop it? But I just tried to create a lane that people wouldn't look at him as a laughing stock all the time, even though he's funny.
So the thing is, I know that you reached out to Logan Paul because you found out he had a little person as a best friend. Yeah,
Dolph Mamba.
You called him out.
Yeah.
How did that work? How did that play out?
Sometimes you have to just do some madness. Like, we just thought, okay, cool. KSI's fighting Logan Paul. If we can get Little Man on the undercard with Dolph Mamba, this will just go nuts. But Little Man, he's too ghetto. So my man, he's not really, not that hot. They're not really like that. Do you know what I mean? The little people, they're not really like that. But he replied. So he replied, and then KSI commented under the post. So it's like, oh yeah, now we started getting into a different world. Like we started getting into the YouTube space.
No.
Yeah, but you know, it's just all about ideas, isn't it? To see what happens, isn't it? It's not even just see what happens.
It definitely was a crazy time. Yeah. So you took him from Coventry, and you made him stay with your sister.
No, so what it is, where I live, so I lived at the place, but I had to make my sister see probation and show them a place like it was her place, because I'm on license. If my name flags up, it's not gonna look crazy. Yeah. So we took him from there, and then obviously he was down there, innit? So yeah, when he was down, he was doing great things, man.
And how did you create this whole boxing event, and like what were the startup costs for it?
So with Wicked and Bad, we created it during COVID. So we thought, okay, everyone's at home, like, what can we do? What can we do when everyone's watching? At the moment, we need to move fast. So I remember my business partner, Albie, who was like, okay, cool, what is it that we can do? So we had another like little person, I forgot his name, but he's a Russian, you get me? It's my dog there, you get me? But he done some flying kick and it went viral. So when he done a flying kick and called that Little Man, we knew there's a space for this, you get me? But then he didn't really see the vision, so we had another brother, you get me? Bots him, and then obviously the startup cost around 100K. So it costs 100K to put on the show, like everything, like all in it costs around 100K, and obviously we done it with no audience. So obviously our money, our capital was banking on obviously the fight, people paying $4.99 for the fight. So that's what we was banking on. So it was just a risk. It was like, okay, cool. And literally like everyone put money in. So it was like, you put money in, we all put money in. Like at that time, I was living at my mum's. You get me? Like I didn't have the money, so we all put money in, and then we raised the money, and then we just went for it. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And just like that, it's
like you see in life, like you got to take risks, innit? Like one day we'll have money, and then you put it into something, and you could lose it again, and then do you know what I mean?
Again.
Make it, lose it. So that's just how it is, innit?
So how did you manage to organise everything, and did anyone help you along the way?
Yeah, with the boxing platform, yeah, obviously. My business partner, like I said, he specialises in festivals, so production. So that was kind of, he took care of the back end, but the marketing side of things, obviously that was to do with myself. But yeah, loads of people kind of helped on the way. There was loads of people that were sharing, loads of blog pages. Do you know what I mean? There was some big support for Little Man. It was powerful, yeah.
Did you have a lot of sponsors?
Nah, we ain't had no sponsors.
None?
Man. Nah, but I think with boxing events, we always made it look like we had sponsors, but we had one sponsor that's ever sponsored Wicked and Bad, and that's Smack's Hamburgers.
Really? Oh, yeah. That's really good.
Yeah, listen, you like when you're putting on boxing events, to have sponsors is like stress-free because you've kind of paid for half of your event.
Yeah.
So you're always worrying about recouping, innit?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Wow. So how did, like, regarding the live streams, how did it work per view, like getting paid?
So obviously it's mad because with the Little Man fight, obviously we done $4.99 pay-per-view. I think we done something like 56,000 pay-per-views. But then with my fight, I think we lost like $1 million because because what happened was it was $9.99, so about 18,000 people, 20,000 people paid it, and then people illegal streamed it. So the person that illegal streamed it he charged people £1, yeah. He had 70,000 people watch the fight, so he made 70K, yeah. But then we had loads, so we like, listen, it was 130,000 people. That's what it was. 130,000 people paid him £1, and this fucking guy.
And no one did anything about the guy.
Well, there's nothing you can do. But then now it's like you learn, innit, every time you go. So then we had some Polish company. They specialize in illegal streams and that. So when you put on your pay-per-view now, they just take it down. So there's a team of like 8 of them that take it down.
Can see it and take it down, yeah.
They take it down. But then we started understanding. But luckily, I think we lost about 10K for the arms and bouncer fight. We lost 10K, but we kind of recouped our money, so it was fine. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But it was like, no one don't teach us this. The other one was bad, yeah. So no one don't teach. So we just kind of had to, every time we started putting on fights, we kind of understood, okay, we've got this in place now. We can put on fights, our back end, everything is sorted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goodness. So with obviously the boxing matches, etc., you had to have coaches.
Yeah.
What were the costs for the coaches?
So usually with boxing coaches, they kind of take fighters like maybe 20% of the fighting purse. So it don't really have anything to do with the promoters and the platform. So it's that's kind of how it works. But obviously press conferences, etc., you always have to spend money, 10K, 15K, 20K on the press conference. So yeah, man.
How did you market Wicked and Bad, and do you feel like it paid off?
Yeah, it paid off in terms of the branding, because from Wicked and Bad, we built something called Sunday Smoke, and this is how my friend, me and Tyrone kind of got close, and we had like 150,000 people on the live. We had Ed Sheeran on the live, so between 20 to 150,000 people. But I kind of understood now that this wasn't even our culture that was jumping on the live, because I started understanding TikTok. And TikTok people say TikTok is a dark place, but TikTok kind of introduced me to like the 97%, like just the real world. You know what I mean? We had the culture, and then we have like the real world. You have the normal people, you have the Jeremy Kyle people, you have the normal. So once they get to know you, they're just normal people. So when they get behind, I remember us doing Wicked and Bad and us doing Sunday Smoke. It was like people's kids, their mum, their dad, they're sitting down waiting for Sunday smoke. It was a crazy moment for us. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And then everyone, like the culture, everyone embraced it. We had, do you know what I mean, Mist, then DMO. We had, you get me, loads of people jumping on it. So it was powerful, man. It was a moment.
Very powerful.
Yeah.
It even led you to go onto an energy drink, a wicked and bad energy drink.
Yeah.
What gave you that idea?
Do you know what? It's always like thinking outside the box, isn't it? With products like, so we had the boxing platform. So I knew with energy drinks is like, okay, cool. It's sports, isn't it? So we can kind of promote two things, isn't it? If we sign our boxers, they can promote the energy drink. We can be in that space, isn't it? So that was kind of where we was at, and it was like trying things, trying to get it into that door and that door. So we still got the energy drink there now, but we're looking to bring it back with the boxing. So, but it was just understanding like that's a hard world though. That energy drink is a hard world to be in.
How did it benefit your brand though, being in that hard world?
For us, I just felt like with the boxing, it goes hand in hand. Like sport goes hand in hand with, like, it can go hand in hand with an energy drink.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was an idea from my business partner, and I said, yeah, let's do it.
Let's run with it.
Yeah, let's run with it.
Was it quite hard to get the process, or to get, like, was the process?
Do you know
quite
what?
difficult?
We tried about maybe 100 energy drinks to get the taste that we wanted. The design, huh?
That's a lot of energy drinks.
There's a lot.
Guys would have been bouncing from wall to wall.
And then we found out that Poland, where we get it made, like you have to order a minimum of two or three Arctic lorries. So you can't have a small order. There has to be a minimum of. So it was just like, yeah, just get it done. Get me. Then we had to trademark, like we had to trademark in all these different countries and all that side of things. But yeah, it's fine. Then I was flying to like Dubai to go to like you know when you go to the food and drinks, like they do them shows. So I was flying like different countries to go to these shows to see, like, show the product to people and that. Oh, that was a process, boy.
Too long?
Yeah, it was a process, man.
So why do you think branding is so important then?
Because it makes it easier, innit? It makes it easier when influencers or celebrities are attached to a brand. It makes like distributors want to work with the company, and because what I kind of clock, if you kind of clock with a lot of celebrities and that they release products, yeah, and they're lucky to have distributors like Best Way or whatever to distribute it, but you don't want your product just to be stacked on the shelf.
You want it to be, yeah.
You need it to sell, innit? So that is very hard. That's why you always see like Coke and all these other companies put millions into marketing all the time. It's not that they ain't making the money, but they just have to pump it in. That's in your face, all the time,
yeah.
innit? So I realized that advertisement and marketing is everything. Do you know what I mean?
So is that your reason for hashtagging Wicked and Bad on social media?
Yeah, 100%. But it's like TikTok, innit? Like if you hashtag FYP and you put these sort of hashtags and hashtag America, whatever, because you just never know what it's like. Sometimes there's actually people that will search these hashtags and be like, oh, what am I looking on here? And then come across your video and you just never know, innit?
When little man didn't want to fight anymore,
yeah,
you decided to fight and put yourself on the line.
I know, man.
What made you do that?
To build the brand. So it was just like, sometimes it's like, remember, see, I come from a scene where it wasn't really cool then, innit? It wasn't cool. So it's like getting people and trying to get people to bots on it. They didn't get it. They just didn't get it. So again, I don't want to fight. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Man, I'm good at what I can do, but sometimes you have to create something where you can't let like someone more bigger than the brand. The brand has to always be bigger than the individual. So before it was that person that was bigger than the brand, and we changed it to the brand will keep on going no matter what happens. Innit?
Okay. So what was it like to actually fight yourself?
Oh, I felt like I was gonna die.
Really?
Yeah, but see the beams, bro. I felt like I was gonna die. I swear down.
Why?
It sound. Cause I said to Arms, yeah, it's bots. Get me? It's bots. You don't want the bots. Now look, you just got the man and everyone just trolling, man. You get me? You get me? So I said to him, see now, man, want the bots and that he just keeps quiet. You don't want to reply, but yeah, man. I swear down when he come out with that flipping. Like the music, I don't know what that music was. You get me? It was a serious music. You get me? After that, I started feeling a bit different. You get me? So I started feeling different. Everything started. I don't even remember. I swear down, I haven't even watched that fight up to this day. I will never watch it. I will never watch it.
There was a lot of. I wanted to see more.
Yeah, I'm sorry,
personally.
man. I'm sorry.
Personally, I wanted to see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, man.
It's okay. So what did you actually have to do to prepare for that fight, and what did you learn from it?
Bruv, I had to do, it looked like I didn't do cool, but I done a lot, yeah. There was jiu-jitsu, there was grappling, there was Muay Thai, there was getting punched in my face, nose broken. I started realizing like even these nerds, like they're boxing, they're bad boys. And even when man's sparring and getting punched in the face, like it's real. Even in Dubai now, I train, I spar every weekend. Well, I was, so just to get used to it. But yeah, man, there was a lot of training behind it. It don't look like there was nothing happening, but there was a lot.
There was a lot happening.
There was a lot happening. In my head, there was a lot happening. You get me?
Gosh. Okay, so after that, well, it's 2020 now, so we're still in the same type of time period.
Yeah.
You've teamed up with Esther Ray, who's also a music manager.
Yeah.
Music, lifestyle, culture. How is that going?
Yeah, so that was during COVID, you know, buy equipment, invest in podcasts. From then, podcasts started blowing up.
They were growing.
Yeah, so for me, I'm a strong believer in empowering black women. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So Esther, that's my sis. Like, man had to answer to jump on the podcast. So, yeah. And
do you feel like your initial goal for the podcast is where it needs to be, and have you accomplished it yet? So, obviously, we still not, it stopped, but we was doing it. I think that if we carried on doing it, it would have done amazing, do you know what I mean? But it done what it needed to do. I've made a return with Danny from Press Play, so the vision is to kind of, we're in Dubai. There's many artists from France, Germany, America that tap in, so UK. So our vision is to kind of do something like a breakfast club, but we just kind of done it. We just sat down just to feel it out. But the vision is to do something properly over there, innit? Because there's so many big people that is from the music scene over there that we can interview. So yeah, we're gonna keep at that one. So what advice would you give to those who are trying to start a podcast of their own?
I think the space that you need to be in is on TikTok.
Why TikTok?
Because TikTok, you just go, you connect with your audience, you can go viral. Like I look on certain blog pages and talk, like when I'm talking about, like I have these interviews and there's certain blog pages that's got hundreds of thousands of views from my interviews, and I'm looking at it like how are you getting this? So I feel like TikTok is a space where most viral things happen. You can talk about viral things and you don't have to have a big setup. You can just have your iPhone. Sit down quickly and make it a bit more. You got Capcar, innit?
Capcar. I was editing on it today.
It's done.
It's so good.
Yeah.
So easy.
So I think like releasing fast bits of content quickly is more powerful, and then once you gather that following, do a podcast.
Okay.
Don't just start doing a podcast. Like start it from there, and then cross people over to, because YouTube is a hard space, man. It is hard to get subscribers. It's hard.
You need to be more liked in those spaces first, do you think?
You know, it's just hard. Like you sitting down and obviously releasing long form content, it's just, you just want to kind of build up, it's easier it's easier to have 10K, to build 10K followers on TikTok than it is to build 10K subscribers on YouTube.
100%. I remember when I first saw TikTok, I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
So you've obviously had your hands in different pies.
Yeah.
Where do you get that work rate from?
From my dad.
Okay.
Yeah, my dad's in property, so I get it from him. I get it from my dad. He's in property, so from young, I've always been helping him, like, do up this house, this apartment, making this flat into, do you know what I mean?
Into something.
Yeah. So I think I get it from, I get it from him, and I get it from my mum as well. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So in 2022, you first flew to Dubai for the Wicked and Bad event.
Yeah.
You fell in love with Dubai.
Yeah.
Why? What was it about Dubai?
It's like the UK, so it's like, you might see Arabic, then you see English. It's right there. So the hospitality, and it's safe, man. Like, it's safe to a certain degree, but it's so crazy. It's like, because there's a lot of men from the streets out there, but it's like everyone's just making money, so it's not really that.
Yeah.
The only like mix-ups you may see is when people fly over there. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But the people that live there, it's like everyone just wants to make money, but everyone's willing to help each other. So it's like you might tap in with people that are from a different world, and all of a sudden you just tapped in with them, and they're just helping you and open arms. Like, so I felt like being there, I just felt at peace, man. Muslim country, and Juma, boy, Ramadan and Juma. Like, but Ramadan though, the brothers come together, man.
So from your personal experience, how can, obviously if you're Muslim, how can moving Dubai get you closer to Allah? Hearing
the dawn. When I wake up in the morning, I hear every single dawn. Like, do you know what I mean? Fajr, Dua, Asr, Maghrib, Isha, I hear it. So for you to not get up and pray, I don't know like where we're at here. But if you hear that Fajr, you hear it, you just get up and pray. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So, and the brotherhood is like the masjid that I go to. I don't know no one there. You don't know no one, but not one person will just stare at you. They don't stare at you. Everyone's just friendly. So yeah, man.
So what was your thought process when moving to Dubai? What did you have to consider?
Do you know, in my head I was like, look, like my grandparents moved to the UK to make a better life, to send money, to put things in place. So in my head I was like, look, if I don't move to Dubai, in the UK you can easily get drawn out, and you can easily make wrong decisions and end up back to where you are. So I just thought, you know, I got to figure it out, and let me figure it out. But then when you're around people like millionaires, entrepreneurs, like, and you're like, people are like bantering, oh yeah, I made 150K this month, I made 30K, I made 50K, and they all got different businesses. So it's like, you're in that world. So I'm in like the sales world, so I understand like funnels and leads, and do you know what I mean? I'm in that world, but in my head I was like a couple of weeks ago, I done like a sales event for my friend, but I was like, this is like a different space. Like, I don't even know much about this space, and businesses are pitching so the sales guys are pitching other people's businesses to us. Do you know what I mean? And the winner wins a cash prize. But that's a different space. I didn't know nothing about it. But then being involved in finance, and then meeting the people that I did meet, and then having a sales team, do you know what I mean? And then listening to their calls, how they're selling, because obviously listening to how they sell, do you know what I mean? Seeing what they need to tweak, and that kind of made me now look into other things on YouTube and look at who's like the #1 sales guy and what people are doing, and made me realize that like many people that are doing well for themselves, they have this side of the business and they have that side of the business, but everything revolves around sales and marketing. And I'm looking at our culture and I'm saying, bruv, like, there's so many powerful people we're following, but they just don't know what to do. You know, that they don't know how to create a brand for themselves or how to build that business.
Literally.
So, yeah.
When you first moved to Dubai, you moved to an apartment and you said you needed to put your head down for 7 to 8 months in order to get the villa that you wanted.
Yeah.
Why was that important to you?
Well, because I work, seeing finance is different. So obviously where I work, I just needed to put my head down, make the money that I needed to make, and just stay focused. So I didn't. Dubai is one of them places that you can get caught up. You can go party and you go every single day. It never sleeps. There's artists getting flown over to perform. There's a beach club. There's a brunch on. There's an after party. Do you know what I mean? So it's so easy to get caught up in that world. Do you know what I mean? And then you can end up spending all your money, and then end up moving back to the UK trying to figure it out. So I felt like, obviously with my job anyway, is like Monday to Friday is so intense anyway, and then the weekend, I just wanted to kind of chill out. So it was just important. Yeah.
You spoke about people flying over to Dubai.
Yeah.
You flew your cameraman over?
Yeah, he lives with me now.
Yeah, why was that easier for both of you, and did it make a difference to the filming?
Yeah, 100%. I feel like if you got a vision, and we're in a space here that I swear down, like, you need your cameraman with you 24/7. So I kind of sat down and I was like, just give me 2 years. Like, just trust me for 2 years, bro. Like, wherever, you're going to meet some amazing people, but trust me for 2 years and we'll change it. But we will change each other's lives, but just trust me for 2 years. So I felt like having my cameraman on deck, like, anything that I need is done straight away. Do you know what I mean? And if we're in business, like, I'm fortunate enough to have a platform. So at first, like, beginning of the year, I felt like I didn't have a brand. Like, even though I achieved all these things, but when you typed in my name or whatnot on social media, there was no brand. You know what I'm trying to say? So I worked on my brand and kept on like releasing content, and so now I'm starting to feel like I got an identity. Like, okay, cool. Do you know what I mean? I got a brand in that, and yeah, it was very important to have the cameraman there, man. Big up Z, your boy.
How has your life changed for the better since you've moved to Dubai?
I'm happy, man. Do you know what I mean? I'm happy. I'll say I'm happy. I'm grateful. I'm happy. I'm at a space where, do you know what I mean? I've kind of learned. I've learned the things that I've done wrong in life. So it's made me more calm, and it's made me more motivated to obviously achieve and to help others as well. So yeah, man.
So helping others, you do trading.
Yeah.
What inspired you to start trading 2 years ago?
So I traded, so during COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at first it was like, my friend, like at the time, he was teaching me how to trade, and I always started trading from them, like trading, learning the market. And then that's what kind of got me this deal structure from moving into Dubai from trading, do you know what I mean? And then I just felt like that the money that man's made and the businesses that we own from it, that's what's helped me to fund what I need to fund. So now entering back into music, I don't really need to depend on artists' management percentage or anything. So I don't think, so now it's like, I feel more independent, do you know what I mean? Because in other spaces, like when you're making income, for me, it's like when you're making income like music money, it's only like, sometimes it's like if the artist does well, then you get your percentage, but it's very important to build up multiple streams. So trading and learning a strategy, I think for me, like, you make money, you lose money. Like, do you know what I mean? Today I lost $1,000, but that's just how trading is. Do you know what I'm trying to say? The next day, that's just how it is.
You might make it straight back.
But that's how it is, or you can lose it bad, you can lose money big, do you know what I mean? But that's how trading is. It's just that's just how it goes. It's not always just making money.
So do you feel like you learned a lot in the training space? Who did you learn from?
Yeah.
I know that you have a friend who's been training for over 8 years now.
Yeah. I got a few of them.
Yeah, what did you learn from them?
Khaled, Jacob, Josh. So it's like, what I learned from them is, obviously every day we was discussing current like pairs. I only trade gold, but they trade, do you know what I mean, GBP, USD, dollar, whatever. So obviously we always discuss it, and I always kind of, sometimes your emotions get the better of you and you can end up just revenge trading and losing money. If the market's going against you, you can end up just losing your whole money, can just blow. You can lose your money. So, and then mentally, it affects your emotions, it affects how everything, like a couple of weeks ago, I don't even want to tell you how much money I lost here, but I swear down, it traumatized, man, because...
You have to tell us. We have to know why you're traumatized.
I lost 100K. Yeah, I'll show you the account, I lost 100K.
Sorry,
I
don't mean to laugh.
Nah, it's not even a joke. Like, it was, but it's so mad because it's like, it took me 2 months to build to that, and it took me 1 day to lose it. Like, and it just went. And I don't even know what I was doing. And if you ever hear the group chat,
you're getting bantered.
Yeah, I ain't traded since. Like, I traded today, I lost $1,000. I was like, okay, cool. But that's the game, innit? That's just the game, innit? So it's like, and it was like I learned a strategy, and then my emotions got the better of me, and then it just turned into gambling. Because if you look at gold and you look at the war, yeah, gold has been going up. But if you look at the spike, there's been, like, for 2 weeks, there's been a short. You get me? So obviously the short f***ed me in it. But obviously if you look at the war, and if you bought gold from now, like when the war started, you would be in a good position, because that's whatever's going on in the world, obviously it has an impact in the financial market as well, when you're trading currency pairs, whether dollar or I don't want to give you a big education, but it's fine.
No, explain.
But it has the war, like whatever goes on, like you have NFP, you have high impact news, you have inflation data. So all these areas, all these things, it's got to do, there's an impact in what happens in the market, you know what I mean? So if 330, you might get the inflation news, and if the dollar, if it's good news, it goes, do you know what I mean? So you might be in a trade, but a lot of people, it's like, don't trade news because you can blow your account. Do you know what I mean? You can blow your account. So there's certain areas, but it's the game, man. It's just the game, innit? It's just how it goes.
How it goes?
Yeah.
Why gold?
Gold it moves very fast. Okay. So like gold, like current, like the pairs don't move as fast as gold. Gold is really, it moves, and I just, you know, when you've looked at the charts and all you do is look at that currency pair, I just look at it like, so yeah, for me it was like gold. I only trade gold, I don't trade nothing else.
Is it true you only trade 3 times a week?
Well, I don't.
You don't trade now?
I trade today, but I try to trade 3 times a week. On Mondays, the market's kind of choppy, so you don't really make a big move, but Tuesday, Wednesdays, Thursdays, or Fridays, but I feel like if you get a certain target for the week, you should just stop. That's where we all go wrong. You just you get greedy, innit? Get greedy and then you just lose it.
Do you have like any educational services that you offer to anyone?
Yeah, there's
in ways that they don't lose it.
No, it's always when you control your emotions. You get me? Because trading has changed my life, but when you control your emotions, but yeah.
So would you say it's as risky as people make it out to be?
If you don't, yeah, of course it is. Of course it is, man. There's not, in that game, it's a tough game.
It's tough.
Yeah, it's tough.
What advice would you give to someone learning to trade?
I would find a company, pay your monthly subscription, whether it's $49, $99, go on them live webinars, get a demo account, understand the market before you put real money in the market.
And what should they avoid?
Avoid influencers that's always saying deposit a minimum of this and that. Just understand first before you make a deposit. You get me? Because anyone can get a demo account. So before you make a deposit, sign up to what you're gonna sign up to, but get a demo account first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is the most, I know you just mentioned 100K, yeah. What is the most you've ever lost in trade?
That.
Okay, that's the most, yeah?
In one day, so yeah.
And one day it was just gone.
Yeah, it was gone, man.
So what skills have you learnt from trading so far?
Your emotions is everything, man. Mindset, whatever's going on in your life is everything. And just be grateful. Like, man became greedy, man. I was greedy. That was meant to happen. It was meant to happen.
So what would you say that you wasn't told when you started trading? Like, what is crucial to know when starting?
I believe that everyone that experiences trading, you can be told everything, but you're still gonna do whatever your mind tells you to do. If you're losing money, you can lose your whole and just keep on putting money in. So I feel like experience, like from COVID till now, I've been doing it for many years. So yeah.
And I seen you doing YouTube as well. You got your YouTube channel.
Yeah.
What are you planning to use it for?
So I just planning to use it for, like, I'm an entrepreneur, innit? So I do vlogs. I just do vlogging. You know what I mean? Whatever I'm doing. Like, since I've been back in the UK, we've vlogged music vlogs. We've done the pen game. We've done Cairo Keys. On Saturday we're going to O2. We're gonna do some crypto boxing event, vlogging, sales vlogs. So it's just day in the life of me, man. You know what I mean? And then obviously I've got areas where I'm talking about the music industry. I'm educating people around music. So it's just people coming into my space and then just understanding who I am, because a lot of people think that you only can do one thing. Like you only can be a music artist, or you only can be a footballer. And then when you get put in that bracket, like, and they look at you like, oh, why are you doing that for? Like, they think that it's, no, you can just be you. You know what I mean? So yeah.
How do you monetize from YouTube?
How do I monetize from YouTube?
Or how are you going to?
That's a good one still. That's a good one. You can't really tell everyone your tricks still.
No?
Nah.
Okay. So what market, hopefully you can tell us this then. What marketing strategies do you use to gain subscribers?
I don't really focus on the subscribers. I focus on long form content, and I focus on targeting the 2,000 people every single week. 2,000 to 3,000 people every single week. Because if you've got 2,000 to 3,000 people and they spend, I don't know, £1,000 on your product, or what is that? But if you keep on focusing on that, don't matter about the hundreds of thousands of views, just focus on that 2,000 to 3,000 people.
But what advice would you give to those who are trying to start YouTube, but they do care about what people think?
Listen, don't do YouTube if you care what people think. It's not for you. Social media is not for you.
At all platforms? All
platforms is not for you, because if you care what people think, you're going to be depressed. You're going to.
It's true.
Yeah.
Do you have any future plans? And if so, can you tell us a few?
Just Wicked and Bad, music, just them spaces, YouTube, just them spaces, really. Yeah. I feel like man's been going through a lot of evil eye, even with man's health. So I've kind of looked at my life, and sometimes it's not always good to, like, talk about your achievements or, like, your future plans, because sometimes people put evil eye on your things, not even intending to do so. You can just talk about it and you just don't know who.
Yeah.
So I feel like what I've learned, a lot of the stuff that I've done has always been out in the open. But it's mad energy. Like I told you earlier about my health, that's come from evil eye. You know what I mean? I believe that come from evil eye. So I just believe that when you've got plans, just keep the plans to yourself, achieve them. That one day, God willing, I want to be able to be like, guys, good luck, man, and delete my socials. Do you know what I mean? Like.
So do you see that for your future, like in the next 10 years? What
God
do you
willing,
see?
man. God willing, you might get to I might get to a target and just be like, yeah, man, I'm done, man. I want to live a normal life. Delete my socials. Like, yeah, but like, I done what I needed to do, and good luck. You know what I'm trying to say? Because, yeah.
Before you had a vision board,
Yeah.
do you still use that till this day?
Yeah, where's my phone? I've got a vision board on my phone.
Okay.
So I got my cameraman I've screenshotted all the things that my targets were to do. Okay, do that, do that, do that. So I put a vision board on my phone. So my phone screen is my vision board.
Oh wow. So
Yeah.
it's actually your screen on your
My
phone. So
phone.
every time you unlock your phone,
that's my vision board.
it's there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
So how do you plan to stay motivated?
When I see my peers winning, so I will look at other people doing amazing things, and for me, I'm happy for them.
Yeah.
So I start looking and like, raw.
Yeah. Yeah, it gets you
Yeah,
amped,
like I have
ready to go.
100%. If you start seeing moments from people doing great stuff, I'm like, yeah, like, what am I doing? I have to, do you know what I mean? Yeah.
So how have your life experience made you the person that you are today, and how have they helped with making you as successful as you are?
What people?
Your life experiences.
Oh, trials and tribulations, isn't it? Like, that's learning, growing, just understanding yourself. Once you understand yourself, and yeah, because at first it's like you always, like, even like someone was saying earlier, like, oh, I was saying, oh, do Twitch. It's like, I'm not a gamer, but it's like, nah, man's not a gamer, but you can do things that got fit in with your brand. You know what I'm trying to say? So, just understanding yourself and kind of protecting your energy, because back in the day we used to have 100 friends. Now the friends are
Minimal.
minimal, innit?
Minimal.
But it's like you start realizing you just got to protect your energy with the friends that you got, because always people are gonna try to come in your life and
Drain you.
You just notice it. You just like, oh, assalamu alaikum, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Just a,
Yeah.
I hear it. So what do you think the biggest life lesson it is that you've learnt so far? Like, what is the
I'm not
biggest
gonna
life-
stop, but helping people, innit? Because obviously not everyone's got the right intentions, but man's a provider, innit? So I get my blessings in hereafter, you know what I'm trying to say? So I'm not gonna stop that. Like, I know what I'm good at, but sometimes people might not be, sometimes you might get people that are disloyal, innit? But
So do you feel like your platform helps people?
yeah, I think that my platform helps people. Now that obviously I'm doing, like, giving music advice, I think it's helping a lot of people. But yeah, I do think it helps people, even like the story where we've come, like where we've come.
Yeah. So why is it important to like overcome fear?
Because then it will hinder your progression, innit? It will hinder. If you gotta understand, especially where you've come from. Like for me, I've come from the cells. So would you pick going back to the cells, or would you pick someone that don't know you having an opinion on you? You know what I'm trying to say? So once you block that out, you just keep on going. It's like people just scratch their head. It's like, oh, you know what I mean?
So what mentality do you think you've learnt over the years that has helped you to this day and made you the man that you are in business?
Playing chess, man.
Really?
Chess. Yeah. I play chess anyway from before, but I mean, like, when you're doing business, sometimes you can't always react the way that you things not going your way. Sometimes you have to kind of bide your time and just play chess. Okay, cool. This has not worked, or this person they don't rate, man. Okay, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're gonna do things in a way like, oh, you rate me now, yeah?
No, it's true. So with that being said then, what's your views on mixing business and friendships?
Ooh. Do you know what? It's a difficult one. It is a difficult one, but it's hard, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Mixing business and friendship, but you have to do it, man. Like, you can create what you're creating, but there has to be something that you give an avenue for the man the minute. It's up to them if they want to put the work in, innit? But you can be like, look, I ain't gonna give you no money, but I'll invest in this.
Yeah.
You've done your bit. Do you know what I'm trying to say? If you start seeing them elevate, or you start seeing them doing what, so okay, cool, just sit down and talk business, because now you've got that business work rate that I like. But yeah, man.
So do you feel like it's important to network? And if it is, why?
Yeah, 100%. I think it's important to network always, yeah? But once you have your vision and you know what you need to do, it's very important to kind of shut off and just complete the vision that you need to do. Because if you're always networking, there's always people, I swear down, there's always people that's got a proposal for you that kind of throws you off what you're trying to do. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So it's important to like shut off, like, okay, I don't need everything that I need, I have. Let me achieve and get to do what I need to do, and let me just block out all that noise. You know what I mean?
So would you say, obviously blocking out the noise, etc., there's so many people that can't do that. Do you feel like the advice that you were giving us today and whatever, do you feel like it's important for those of younger generations to take it in?
Yeah.
Like, would you say that you're a role model then to the younger generations?
I would say that I'm a role model to the younger generation. Yeah.
Why?
Because I just lead by example. I feel like, even like the situation with me and Little Man, I felt like I dealt with it right, in terms of like there was a falling out, we spoke. Do you know what I mean? A lot of people was be like, oh, I would have never have done that. But I think for the up and coming, it shows you that wires can get crossed and you can kind of deal with it like men. So, yeah.
And what advice would you give to those trying to build a social media platform?
Just look at the trending topics, look at TikTok, look at these areas that are going viral. I know at first, like I remember when I first done my documentary, I couldn't even speak like this. I could just about speak now, but I couldn't even speak like this before. So you just have to kind of face your fears, innit? If you fear, you're scared of speaking to the camera, you think it's weird, just keep on doing it, man.
Keep doing it.
Just keep on doing it and just release it and release it. Just be authentic.
And lastly, what advice would you give to anyone who's just trying to be like you and looks up to you?
I would say keep going. You might get refused 1,000 times, but just stay consistent. Keep on like understanding yourself and keep on gaining knowledge. YouTube, man. Watch YouTube, watch TikTok, but watch YouTube and just educate yourself on the key areas of business. Business, sales, marketing.
Is there any like YouTube channels or people that we should look out for that we should watch?
Alex Amosi, Billy Elliot. I think when it comes to the sales space, Alex Amosi is like the stuff that he speaks about. People pay tens of thousands, like
to get the knowledge on.
He owns an app called School. Do you know what I mean? There's a community. My community is on School, so not a lot of people know what School is, but it's one of the fastest growing apps as well. You can do a lot on there. But yeah, look out for Alex Amosi when it comes to sales and leads and sales. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Miles Bouncer, for coming on the Quitters Never Win show.
Thank you.
And sharing your knowledge.
Thank you for having me.
Would you like to share your socials with everyone?
Yeah, obviously Bouncer Play Dirty on all platforms. So yeah, man. On YouTube, Insta, TikTok. Everyone head to TikTok, man.
TikTok's where it's at.
TikTok's where it's at. Yeah, man.
That was the Quitters Never Win show. I'm Mina Simone, and please like, comment, subscribe, and tell us who you want to see next.